Geeks of the Realm. Now in this video, this is our first video we are going to do on kit bashing, or converting models to suit your army or to suit your sort of rule of cool, as it were. Okay. Now I am going to be converting a store anniversary miniature. Okay, it's a limited edition one. I've just got, and I love the pose, so I said to myself, I'm going to convert it and make it look even more badass than it normally does. Now, I'm a Space Wolf player, okay? I love the lore about Space Wolves. I love the fact that they're kind of like Vikings in space. They're almost kind of, if you go into a fantasy version, kind of like dwarfs. Just crazy, you want to run in, smash. You know, I hit you hard, you hit me hard. Let's see who stands the longest. They're not the hardest army out there at all, but I do love the way they look, and I love the rule of cool. Okay, so I've converted a few models, which I'm going to show you in a second, just over here. But I didn't actually video them, and I just said to myself, why not? So now I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to start with this store miniature. Okay, which is Sgt Jovan. Okay, so I bought him, and I'm going to sort of convert him on here and show you how I'm going to do it. But the stuff that I have converted before is we've got a simple conversion. So these are not, when I say conversion, these are just sticking some Space Wolfy stuff on. Okay, so I've got a Primaris sort of repulsor executioner here. Okay, and you can see the front, I've just put some wolf claws. These are from the Dreadnought, Space Wolf Dreadnought box. Okay, so I've got them. At the sides, I've got a nice big shield from the Dreadnought, another shield over this side, that one there at the back, so I stuck that on. That was from the Stormfang gunship, as well as obviously sticking U-Man on here. So these are just simple stuff that I've done just to make basically wolf it up. Oh, and also the actual guy on top here. Let's take this off. Okay, I've used, if you can see that, I've actually used him. He's got wolf claws. It's not the best. I'll take pictures at the end so you can see. But yeah, so that was kind of a quick kit bash of just throwing stuff on it, making it look a bit more wolfy. Same as these guys, these aggressors here. Okay, all I did really is stuck some wolf tails to there and a skull at the back. This guy and these two, I changed the heads for Space Wolf heads. And again, bit of wolf tails on it, but I'll take pictures. So these are just simple ones. Same as me Redemptor. Again, lovely chain bits. You can see that chain bits from I think that's from the Stormfang, maybe. Again, another shield, and then we've got some wolf pelts that I got from the other Dreadnought kit. So I had a bit of Dreadnought stuff back. So yes, I've made it a kind of wolfy looking. I'm quite pleased with it. It's just simple. These are my simple ones that I've done just because I just wanted to get them out quick, see what I can do. Same as me Invictus Warsuit. Okay, the guy inside. Oop, I've made him so he's got the Space Wolves head on him. Okay, shield over here, another shield. Shields are great for wolves, for big things. Okay, again, some more wolf tails. So what I'm going to do, take some pictures and you get to see these guys. Then I started moving a little bit further about sort of chopping stuff up. One of my first ones was the Librarian, the Space Marine Librarian. So I had to chop his arm. So I've used a Space Wolves, I think it must be in a Lord or something, because he's got a Space Wolf sword with the runes on it. Again, I'll take some pictures. Crozier on top. Okay, made that, and obviously changed his head. So again, that was kind of my first dip into kit bashing, cutting stuff. So I got my clippers and I started cutting things up. Then it went really bizarre, and I went, what can I do now? So I did a full on kit bash. So I got another Dreadnought, and I saw that we could have had a Chaplain Dreadnought, and I don't know if you've gathered, I love me robots. Okay, make them look wolfy. So what I did is I've made a Chaplain Space Wolf Dreadnought. Okay, magnetised. So this arm comes off. So the gun here, so the arm was actually from Dreadnought, and then I cut, I think they were off the Invictus Warsuit, maybe, with the flame or something like that. So I chopped that up, stuck it inside, put a bit of green stuff in, made that look nice. But yeah, put it on there, make it one of the hell cannons he's got, or whatever it's called, Inferno Cannon. Comes with, I also did a claw, so you can have his 2 Dreadnought weapons if you wanted to, or we can make it in a sort of an assault cannon, and that assault cannon is from the this bad boy here. Okay, it is from the Redemptor Dreadnought, but I think it looks pretty cool. The head, put this back on it. The head here is a knight, one of the face plates from the knights. So I took them off. These wings are from the Adeptus Custodes banner that they have. Again, this is an Adeptus Custodes banner, so I just chopped that up, stick it on there. Chopped it off the hand axe, so a hand axe from the Dreadnought. I literally just took the axe part off and stuck this on, with the banner from the Space Wolves normal Blood Claws Grey Hunters kit. Okay, and then I put some seals on the back. But I think as a Dreadnought, and obviously his Space Wolf cloak, but as a Dreadnought I want him to be a bit more like, he's kind of like Ulrich the Slayer, so I sort of painted him to sort of mimic this guy here. Okay, one of the named characters for Space Wolves, so he's kind of like the Dreadnought version of him. That was the idea. That's why he's black instead of blue. Okay, so I think it's turned out pretty well. I'm quite happy with that. That was a full-on kit bash of cutting stuff down, sticking it on, making sure it fits, and using green stuff. You can see in there we've still got some green stuff to keep the magnets in. And then I thought, well, what I did is actually bought 2 boxes of the Saga of the Beast. So obviously we get our Ragnar, okay, and he's all painted up. So I've got Ragnar, okay. But I had the other Ragnar, and I thought, you can't have 2 Ragnars, so what can I do? So I've turned him into a Primaris Wolf Priest. So again, Cruciate from the Space Wolves guy things there, another Space Wolf skull, with the wolf tail, and his head, obviously another Space Wolfy head that I have separate. And I decided, I saw a crone, I thought, how cool will that look? There we go, can you see that? Probably not, because the camera's not that great. No, I'll take pictures of these and I'll put them in the video at the end. But yeah, so I thought I'll wolf them up, and I like that pretty well. So I was quite happy with them. So that's my start of kit bashing. So what can I do now? I thought, let's get a wolf lord in, or a battle leader, and let's sort of kit bash and make this look pretty cool. Okay, so let's get into it. Right, the first thing you need to think about when you are kit bashing, okay, is, are you just going for rule of cool and just getting, plain sort of whatever it looks like, and you're just going to tell people, oh, he really has this sword or this gun, when the model doesn't say it? Or do you like doing what I like to do, and basically sort of, this is what the guy has, yeah, it's kind of whatever he's wielding, that's what he has. So I've come up with a few variants. Now we can have the Wolf Guard Battle Leader, and we can have it as a Terminator, because unfortunately the Primaris, okay, when you look through, this is in the other book, this one here, let's put this down, the Primaris Wolf Leader, so this is the new Saga of the Wolf, Primaris Battle Leader, Enphobus Armour, Wolf Lord, Enphobus Armour, and Primaris Wolf Priest. These can't have shields or axes or thunderhammers. They are pretty cool to have, especially the Space Wolves version of it. I mean, them axes just look devastating, look awesome, and them thunderhammers look awesome. Okay, so I've decided to go with the rule of cool and just get what I want it to look like. And I'm going to have it as a normal Wolf Guard battle leader, probably in Terminator armour, because he's quite big for a single guy, so he's like a Primaris. So that's what I'm going to look at doing. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is look in your codex and see what you want to make. Okay, the next thing you need to do is obviously get your bits. Okay, now in this bits I have got the normal stuff you have in the Sgt Jovan or Sgt Jovan box set. Yep, just at the top here. But then I want to make it wolfy, so I've decided to get some wolfy extra bits that I've got. So we've got a one of the backpacks with the wolf's tail on there. We've got the shoulder pads, and these shoulder pads have this one's got the wolf pelt on there. I'm using one of the wolf pads from the kit, from the Sgt Jovan kit, because it's got battle damage, and the rest of his body's got a bit of battle damage. So if the shoulder pads are pretty good, it just doesn't seem right to me. So I've used that. What else have I got? A couple of wolf space wolf heads. Okay, almost lost it. A couple of space wolf health that I look at and I think, yep, they're pretty cool. Couple of shields, couple of thunder hammers, couple of axes. We've got a body, or the back part of the body, with the wolf pelt. Okay, that I'm going to be chopping up to stick on. We've got a couple of little on it things. So we've got a couple of daggers. We've got a chain with a, I don't even know what that thing is. It's nice little jewellery. Okay, so we've got a few different things there. Then what we need, some clippers to start cutting stuff. We need a nice sharp knife to sort of tidy things up or cut if we needed to. We also need a sculpting kit. Okay, just in case we need to start sculpting stuff. So a nice bit of something you can use to sculpt with. And then we need some green stuff, okay, or some hard drying 2-part epoxy, whatever they are. Okay, I don't know what they call it, but hard, basically when you put these two together they form kind of like a very hard clay, and it'll stick things together. So we need something like that, just for filling in any holes or making arms go the right way. So you'd have to maybe sculpt something that way. Okay, and then obviously we need a base to put him on. Okay, so I'm going to use the big 40mm base. Okay, first thing we need to do is cut the body parts that we need so we can stick it onto the base, just so we can see what we've got to deal with. So what we're going to do is obviously cut them out using our pliers, our cutters, and then we're going to clean it up. Now you can use a file, which I have got here, but I find sometimes these files take a long time to smooth down. So I like to use a crafter's knife. You've got to be careful with this. So you can see we've got a little bit of flash leaving there, so we need to clean that and anything else up. So all we do is cut the biggest part off as you can, and then just use your blade and just scrape across the top of the part. And when you do, you can feel it. When you've scraped it, you've actually got no bits left on it. Pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up all the rest of the bits that we need, stick these together, and stick it onto the base, and then we'll move into the actual part where I'm going to convert it. Alright. The one thing I forgot to mention, what you do definitely need, okay, without a shadow of a doubt, is some glue. Okay, plastic glue is best. The thing with plastic glue is it kind of melts the two bits together and it forms a really solid bond. You don't want to use super glue with this. Okay, I think I did mention in a previous video I've done about the types of stuff you have for modelling, okay, or getting into this hobby, and super glue and glue, you know, in general was one of the things we talked about. So yeah, so good plastic glue. So you can see I've managed to stick them together, or the bits that I know is not going to need cutting or converting, shall we say. So we've got the orc. I've left the side of the orc's head off because I've got it there with his chainsword. Okay, I've obviously left his head off, he's left his backpack off, and his shoulder pads. Okay. So what we're going to do now is put that to the side, and what we're going to do is we're going to start converting it. Okay. So first thing I'm going to look at doing is putting this wolf pelt on him. Okay. But the problem with this wolf pelt is, as you can see, you've got the back parts that are sticking on. Now if I just literally just stick that onto there, it's going to look stupid. Okay, absolutely stupid. So what I need to do is I need to cut out all this back piece here, all this piece here that the backpack would hold on to, and just try and keep as much of this wolf pelt as possible. And so to do that, I use my clippers. Now I don't just go straight in there and start cutting massive bits out. I start small, okay? So I start by just cutting ever so slightly in, and just take little bits off at a time, okay? Loads of little bits. And as I'm doing that, okay, I'm taking lots of bits at a time, and then waiting to get it so it's so thin that I can start cutting this part out, and then hopefully I'll have all this free, and I'll have a nice little U shape there that will fit nicely and snug just underneath here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do now. Okay guys, so let's start cutting little bits off at a time. Okay, little is better, or they say little is more. A funky thing there, but there we go. Right, so I'll keep doing this and we'll come back to the finished product of this anyway. Alright guys. Right, so there we have it. So I have chopped the back part out, and you can see I have got the nice U shape there. So now when I come to put it onto me battle leader, on me wolf lord, you can see it slides nicely between there. Okay, and we've got the back of the backpack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down, find a nice point for it like that. I'm going to glue this down, and then I can start working on to see if I need to put any green stuff in there when I put the backpack on. Okay, so instead of teaching you to suck eggs, okay, I have to clean some of the glue that's on these. Good tip as well, okay, is if you've got have I got the lighter here? If your plastic glue is not coming out and you know you've got lots in, is to actually set the end on fire. And I don't know if I've got my lighter here. No, I'm going to show you. Basically, you light the end, comes up with a little bit of a flame, and then it goes off, and then you can actually power it again. Okay, nice little tip. So all I'm going to do is put some glue just on these parts here. 1, 2 little bits. Okay, make sure it's on. Give it a couple of minutes, because it's best when it's tacky. Okay, make sure that goes on. Best when it's tacky. Okay, and then what you do is you hold it onto the place where you want it, and I would like it like that. I think that looks pretty cool. Hold it for a couple of seconds. 1, 2, 3, and then we can let go, and then we have a wolf pelt. I think that looks pretty cool. Okay, so there's that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through. So I've got a few backpacks here. Okay, a couple of Space Wolf backpacks. I've got ones with 2 of the wolf tails dangling down, which looks pretty cool, but I don't know if that's going to be too much fur. Okay, I've got one here with a skull on it. Okay, you can see that, yeah, just on the skull just there. And then I've got one with a skull at the top and a skull dangling down the bottom with a gem in it. So I'm just going to have a look to see which one I fancy. Okay, see which one looks pretty good. I'm not sure. That one, I do quite like that one. Does that cover stuff? See, also you got to think about, will it cover the bits? Now that doesn't cover it properly, so I don't think I'm going to use that one. Too much fur, I think, on that one. Make sure I haven't knocked it. don't worry if you knock it like I just have, like a numpty. Just put a little bit more glue, just a little dab on either side, and then give it a couple more, maybe a minute or so, just to. I mean, I think I'm going to use this one, just because I get a bit of extra coverage. I think. No, oh, I don't know. It's too much. Is that too much? Too much fur? Can you get enough? Can you get too much fur in Space Wolves? Yeah, let's use that one. I'm going to make a conscious decision. I'm going to use the one with the skull on the back. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Right, let me trim that up and get it stuck on the back, and let me show you what it looks like. Okay, guys. Right, so that's stuck on. So there we go. We have got, and you can't see it on this camera, there is a tiny little gap just down here. But when this dries, okay, and fully dries, so I'm going to give it an hour or so, I'm going to use some green stuff, and I'll cut a little slather off, put it in there, and I'll make it look like the fur. Okay, the fur, just like this thing here. Okay, so I made like a little wolf pelt to go on that guy's thing. So that's what I'm going to do. Put it in there. All you do is I'll show you, but basically you cut a little bit off, mix them together, cut a little bit off, stick it in the gap, put some more in the gap, use your knife and just basically poke lots of little holes in. Okay, when you look at it and you think, oh, that won't look great, but as soon as you've sprayed it, okay, like this guy here, yeah, it kind of does look like wolf pelt. Okay, again, putting pictures in so you can see. So I'm going to leave that to dry. Okay, and I'm going to move on now. Now I'm at a bit of a tizzle. Okay, a bit of an impasse, I think it is. I don't know whether just to use the axe and have it as a axe with a shield down there to make it look pretty cool, and just have it sort of resting like something like that in front of the orc. Yeah, so it looks like he's just put it down after he smashed the orc's head in. Or have the axe and chop the axe off this part and chop the hammer off and put it together and make it look like Thor's, can't remember what it's called now, but the thingy breaker, whatever it's called. So he's got a hammer on one side and an axe on the other, so I can see he's actually using an axe, or he's got the hammer, so it's either a thunder hammer or a power axe or a frost axe. So what I've got a couple of these ones and I've got a couple of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them off, stick them together, and I'm going to work out if it looks good or not. Okay, so how am I going to do that? First of all, I'm going to cut the hammer off and I'm going to stick that onto the axe, because I like the axe's handles. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right down next to the shaft and keeping the hammer like so. Okay, like so, and then I'm going to trim the little bits off that we don't need using my scalpel or my crafting knife. Here we go. Just to make a nice clean join, hopefully. Okay, like so. Yep, so all we've got now is this tiny square piece, which is the hammer. Okay, so we've got the hammer, do a bit of a clean. Right, so that's the hammer head I'm going to stick on. I'm going to stick it on here, on this side. Okay, so I need to cut that part off, and I'll cut that off with my scalpel, actually, my little knife, because it's a lot more easier and cleaner. Once I've done that, I clean it up so it's nice and flat surface for me to stick these two. There we go, and then I'm going to offer it up, see what it looks like. Not too bad. I need to make this a bit more straight. That's what you'll find. You might have cut a bit deep at one side. That's alright, you just have to trim this off. Like so. So, trim this off and then offer it up again. See what it looks like. Now you don't need to worry about the different colours of the plastic because you are going to paint it. So offer that up again. And yeah, much better. Right, so bit of glue onto one end, like so. I'm going to use, it'll be easier, some tweezers. So I'll get my fingers all glued together. Hold that there. Make sure I get it the right way around, and then hold it together. And hopefully, there we go. And make sure so you push it a bit harder. There we go. A bit of a wonk. So okay, so that's a bit of a wonk. That's all right. We just trim this down. And this is all it is, taking little bits off at a time, making sure it's all nice and straight. There'll still be some glue left on here, so I won't have to glue it again at this moment at least. A bit more on this side. Got. That's better. Right. So now I'll put a little bit of glue on here. Just like so. There we go. Looks better. Nice and straight. There we go. Okay. So now we have got Stormbreaker, that's the name I think about. So we've got axe on one side and a hammer on the other. Okay. Make sure that's, yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna leave that. I think I actually quite like that. I didn't know if I would. I do quite like that. So make sure. Yeah, quite like that. So I'm gonna leave that to dry. So what I'm thinking of doing then is having my shield, or a shield like that, with the axe slash hammer just there leaning against it. Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna look at doing. So while that is drying, I am now going to put on the shoulder pads. So this one and this one. Now the problem we've got, this one's fine actually. The shoulder on Sgt Jovan has got some square bits that are sticking out, and they're there to make sure you get these in the right place. So it's alright for this side because I am going to use this one that come with the kit. So a bit of glue, push this in until you get it in the right place, and you'll know it's in the right place because it won't move anymore. Okay, like so. But this one doesn't have one of them holes in it, so I'm going to have to do some chopping again. So you can see there's that little bit that's sticking up just on this part. I'm just going to get in there with me clippers and I'm just going to round that off. Now it doesn't matter what this one looks like because it's going to be underneath this. There we go, it's fallen. Okay, so that's going to be underneath that, which is pretty cool. Right, so I'm going to glue this on like so. Get a bit more glue in there, and then we're going to plonk it on and we're going to hold it. Hold it where we think is right. arm's going back, so that needs to be back a little bit, like so. Perfect. There we go. So we've got wolf pelt, and we've got his other one on. Excellent. Right, next thing then is going to be his head. Now, the problem we've got with these two different heads that I like, this one is fine because it's got the round part in the bottom which will fit nicely in a little circle bit it's got in there, but it's got long hair at the top, which could, because I'm going to have it looking that way. No, actually, yeah, I could go there. I'm going to have it. Do I like that one better? Oh, this one is from the Space Wolf one again, but it doesn't have the ball in it, so if I'm going to use that, then I'm going to have to make a ball, but no, I think I prefer the one with the hair. Yeah. Yep, so that's going to make life a little bit easier. So I'm just going to stand the bottom down, file it down. There we go. Bit of glue in that divot, and then I'm just going to hold it so it's like he's looking over, which looks pretty cool. Yep, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, now some people think, well, what you kit bashing this model? It's an expensive model, and it is. You know, I think I paid what, 35 quid for it. You can pick them up for like 40 quid off eBay and things. But I am going to use it. Really cool. You know what I mean? I mean, I've done Beyond. Yeah, done Beyond, and again, he's magnetised, so I can have that or this. But again, I think the las cannons for the Dreadnoughts are a bit, well, you don't get any in the Space Wolf Dreadnought kit, so you have to make some up, and I think they're a bit rubbish, to be fair. They look too small. So I've used this from the tactical warsuit. It's okay, and I think that looks a lot meaner. I can use that as a twin las cannon, so I'm going to use it as. I think that looks pretty badass. I like that. And this is the Onslaught Cannon that he has. 9 times out of 10 though, las cannon for Bjorn. Bjorn with his true claw, he's going to start causing some trouble. So, ruler cool, like we said. There we go. Right, so now it's just the extra bits that we're going to stick on him. Now, I don't know whether to stick on the gun that he's got, because that gun does actually go around this side, but obviously it's hidden now because of the pelt. However, do I want to stick it on? Because sometimes I think these guns are a bit pants. Or do I want to stick a knife in there? And you know what? I think I'm going to go with a knife. Now, again, this is where kit bashing's pretty cool, because you can use whichever one you want. Now I've got 2 daggers here. I've got one that's in his scabbard, looks like a leather scabbard with a rune on it, which looks a bit more Viking-y than the other one with a rune on it and metal parts. I'm going to go with the scabbard in leather, because I think that's a little bit more Viking, and I like the looks of the Vikings. So, same as usual, come along, put a bit of glue on it. Because it's so small and frail, I'm going to use some tweezers. Otherwise, get my fingers all messed up. I'm going to slide it in so it goes underneath the. There we go, like that. So it looks like John J. Rambo. Just there. Okay? I quite like that. So it's like a big dagger. Yes, I could actually use the other one on the other side. Nah, that looked too silly. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this his jewellery piece, and I'm going to figure, I think, yeah, I'm going to chop down. I'm going to chop down the circle here. That's on his belt. Okay. I'm going to cut that, make that flat. I'm going to stick that in the middle. Okay. So again, using my pliers, me cutters, plastic cutters. Chop that down. You've got to be careful because obviously this is still needs to dry. I haven't actually stopped yet. Too impatient. That's my problem. Right, and then use this to scrape. Scrape it flat. Like so. Give it a blow, make sure all the bits are out. Excellent. Then offer it up. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Right, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the belt. Just a bit. Grab that and offer that up to there. And then use your tweezers to push it where you need it. Like so. There we go. Make it a little bit straighter because I think it's going to be a little bit straight because it's heavy. There we go. Bit of perfection. There we go. Much better. So now at the front, I've put his bits. Right. So the last little bits then are I've got a little skull and some wolf tail. Now, the wolf tail, I actually quite like the look of, and I'm thinking about putting it. Do I need to? Do I need to put that? Because I've got lots of wolf bits. Do you know what? I think I want to leave that wolf part. The skull, however, the skull, where could I put that if I wanted it? Could put it around this side, dangling. Make it a little bit nicer. Would it work? Nah, I think it's too much. Right, I'm going to keep them off. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep them off. Oh, let's come away. Silly, don't come away. Stay where I put you. There we go. Right. There we go. And I quite like the look of that. Oh dear. Glue's just come my way. Well, there we go. Right, don't worry about it. If it comes off, give it a good clean. Be careful with this plastic glue because it does kind of distort some of the details that you've got. So, give that a good clean again. Scrape some of that away. See, one of the things I do like about kit bashing is you have a very unique army, very unique individual people, or you know, hopefully nobody else has done the same. What I'm going to do is score in there. That's better. Yeah, so hopefully nobody else have the same. So if you do go around and say play at clubs, people have a look and go, oh, where's that model come from? Because that looks pretty cool. And Games Workshop do good models, most of the time. There is some that look a little bit pants. I cannot stand Nigel Storm Caller. His one not in Terminator armour, that just is an awful sculpt. An absolute awful sculpt. It's kind of like Ragnar's old one, and I'm not a big fan of Ragnar. His old... There we go. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ragnar's old sculpt. Do you know what? If that doesn't work, let's have a look what other ones we've got. Not in that one. There it is, I believe. Lots of little boxes of little bits and bobs all over. There we go, right. Nope, don't like that one for it. So all I'm looking for here is another shoulder pad. That will make this better for... Do you know what? I won't. What I will use, I'll use the one that it comes with, and then I'll use green stuff to mould the wolf pelt. Because that, so I have chopped the part off, but it doesn't matter, because we can just stick it on like so. And what I'll do is I'll sculpt, so when that dries I'll sculpt a wolf pelt. Because that one didn't seem to want to stick properly. Maybe because that's part of the Terminator's. Hey, there we go. Right, so I'll put that there. Okay, so he's pretty much now kind of done in a sense of himself. So now I've got to think of ways of making this. So obviously my Stormcaller, the axe and the hammer is there, but this is from the Wolfen kit, and unfortunately we've got hands around the handles, and that's a shame. So, but we're going to have to try and take it off. So, get me clippers, and I'm going to start by trimming down the top part. And again, if it looks silly, green stuff. Green stuff's your friend. You can start making things look a little bit more wolfy. So, just chop little parts off at a time. Little bits. Make sure you don't go too deep. When you get into the point where you would get normally the shaft, you can leave it like that. And this side like that. Take the fingers off. Like so. And that one like so. So now we're down to near enough the handle. Get me sculpt into me knife. I'm just going to take off or round it off basically. Try and make it where it can kind of almost look like just metal. Okay, so I'm just going to scrape these around nice and gently. So it's going to take me a little while to do this, so what I'll do is I'll speed this along and I will see you after I've done it. Alright, so we're coming to the end of the build, okay, before I do any of the sculpting with the green stuff, okay. So this is the side of the wolf battle leader, okay, or the wolf lord. So I've done that, and what I've decided is I'm going to have a shield and a thunder hammer, because any wolf lord's going to be good with a thunder hammer, especially now when they go charging. You know, they're going to be hitting on twos with a thunder hammer, so they're going to be hard as nails, so I like that. So what I've done is me axe slash stormbreaker, okay, I've cut the bottom part off so it looks like it's going to be sticking into the ground, and I've glued it, so it's still actually gluing at the moment, to a shield. So when we actually have our guy there, that is going to somehow rest like that. Okay? So he's going to rest onto him there, and he's going to look proper badass. I like it. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. But because I want to make sure it's nice and easy painting, I'm going to keep that separate until I've painted this guy and I've painted him. Okay, so that's that. Okay, pretty much. I'm going to put a... Do I need a wolf pelt on there? Do you know what? Maybe. See, just going through my mind as I was doing. This is what it's all about when you do kit bashing. Where is my... there he is. A little wolf tail. What if I have a wolf tail dangling off there? Instead of a wolf belt, because it looks pretty cool there. Yeah? No? Aaron? What do you think? What do you think, Aaron? Right in the centre. Nah, because he's going to have all that there. Nah, that's not. No, I'm not going to do any wolf pelting. So, I'm not even going to do any green stuff, because to be fair, that little gap just looks like it's meant to be there. So, that's it. That is him converted. Stuck stuff on this guy, made a wolf pelt. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. It's not the biggest challenge I've had in converting stuff. I think the biggest challenge I've got is trying to figure out, does it look Viking-y? That's the problem. Because a lot of these thunder hammers, they're okay, but I don't know, they're just not Viking enough for me. That's why I quite like that axe instead. But there we go. And some of the shields are pretty pants. Okay, I do think they're a bit pants. The one I've used is good. I quite like that. So yeah, there we go. That is my converted Sgt Jovan to a battle leader or wolf lord. And hopefully the Primaris wolf lords will be able to use storm shields and thunder hammers or axes, and I can say, right, I'm going to use that. But yeah, there we go. So I'm going to take some pictures, okay, of that as well as the other converted stuff I've got, and by all means ask me questions. I'm going to think, hopefully get a lot more Space Wolves and Primaris stuff and aggressors, and look at sort of converting them into more Space Wolvy things. I have got a bear, okay, I have got a bear down here somewhere with tusks on and stuff. Looks pretty cool. I'm thinking of trying, I mean it's metal bear, it's quite big as well, of turning it into like a wolf lord on Thunder Wolf cavalry type thing. I'm just going to play it by ear though. I'm just going to see what I get, because I've got tons of stuff to paint as well. So what we'll also do is look at how I paint my Space Wolves. Now there's two different ways of painting them, so I'm going to go through two different ways, alright? Which is where spraying the whole thing blue, or spraying it, I haven't got any here at the moment, but spraying it grey, washing it, and then dry brushing the blue. So we shall just see, and that's what I'm doing with this one, spraying it grey, washing it, and then spraying it and dry brushing it blue. I think it gives a really good effect. But this is another conversion I've done. Couldn't get hold of a Primaris Ancient anywhere, okay, and I don't want to buy an Imperial Dark Imperium because I don't do Death Guard either, so I've tried to get hold of it and I couldn't. So what I did is, that is from the Ogres, okay, the Beastclaw Raiders. So it's a flag from the Beastclaw Raiders. I think it looks pretty Viking-y. So I've used that. I've used a Power Fist arm for it, and it is a lieutenant, I think he is, and I just converted that. So yeah, I'll take a picture of him and show you what I've converted. So that is now my Great Banner, I think it's called, a Great something Banner, I can't remember what they call them. But yeah, I'll show you that, show you the pictures, and hopefully we'll see how this goes. But yeah, any comments, please don't forget to leave in the comments box, and will answer every comment I do get. You know, anything of where do I get stuff from. All my stuff I tend to get from a place called Gaming Figures. Fantastic shop. The guy who owns it, he's a really nice lad, and he sort of can help out as much as possible. So if you've got any questions, by all means ask him. Also, this is going to be a shock to them, but I'm going to do another shout out to another YouTube channel. Now, in beforehand, I've been doing lots and lots of stuff on Song of Ice and Fire, but I got a bit downhearted with it because they were just taking so long to distribute to the UK, okay, as it were, and it just, I couldn't get hold of stuff, and now we're in lockdown, I can't play it. I still like it, I still think it's one of the best games out there, and I will play it when lockdown's over with people. However, there is another channel, okay, good friends of mine, called Dead Meta Gaming, okay. Go and check them out. They do, I think it's their 5th or the 4th. I think they've done 4 videos so far on A Song of Ice and Fire. They've got lots of all the armies and, you know, slowly painting it. And the 2 good guys, in fact, have been on my channel. Okay, Aaron and Bruce, they have been on my channel. So go and check them out. Okay. Aaron's very good at making lists up. I think it's actually 2-1 to him, or is it 2-1 to Bruce at the moment in his channel. But he's very good at making lists up. Very good at competitive lists as well. Okay, he does like to do competitive, does Aaron. Bruce, he's very competitive in a way of, well, he knows it. He's not, he's a good player. He's just very unlucky with certain things. All right, but he's a funny guy. Absolutely makes my, every time I go on tournaments, he makes my tournaments. I just, honestly, I've cried with laughter with some of the stuff he comes up with. So please check them out. They are a good bunch of guys. Good content. If you like Song of Ice and Fire, I'm assuming they are going to go move into other gaming genres. Okay, they do 40k, or at least Aaron does. I do a lot of commission painting for Bruce actually of his stuff. So he did have 1,000 Suns. I don't know if he's still got them. But yeah, check them out. Good guys, good content, and yeah, truly give you a laugh. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care.